Assalamualaikum, greetings to Profasna. We are from Group 4. I, Nur Afifah Najwa binti Muhammad Azhar, with my metric number 273804, choose Peribahasa Teknologi Berhad. Peribahasa Teknologi Berhad, or PTB, was previously known as Infominat Sdn Berhad. PTB was formed on 14th of July 2008 as a private limited company, but later, on 23rd of January 2009, it converted to public limited company. Due to that, PTB was listed in ACE market of Bursa Malaysia in May 2009. PTB was known for their field of expertise, which include business outsourcing of ICT, education, finance, logistics, manufacturing, and fast-moving consumer goods, FMCG. In analyzing the disclosure of MFRS 110, PTB has disclosed one non-adjusting event in Note 29 of their financial statement for the year ended 31st of December 2019. The event is the coronavirus outbreak. The event is considered as non-adjusting event because it has increased the economic uncertainties in the market and economy. Due to it, PTB cannot measure the financial impact on their measurement of assets and liabilities. Consequently, PTB cannot estimate to disclose information for reporting period ended 31st of December 2020. As shown in the table, PTB's quick ratio has a decreasing rate from 2018 to 2019. This indicates that PTB is able to pay its short-term liabilities without selling off its inventory. Next, PTB's inventory efficiency ratio shows almost a similar rate in both years. This means PTB is maintaining its inventory management very well. As shown in the table, PBT's trade receivable days is decreasing. This indicates that PTB is actively collecting its debtors, which means the debtors took a shorter period to settle its debt in 2019 compared to 2018. The same trend can also be seen in trade payables day. PTB has been settling its creditors in a shorter period in 2019 with 397 days, whereas in 2019, PTB took 438 days to settle its creditor. This means PTB is maximizing its cash outflow and avoiding associated risks like bad credit rating. Comparing to another 4 companies, PTB has recorded the lowest sales to working capital ratio. In 2018, it recorded 0.02 compared to 2019, which has similar ratio with 0.0204. This ratio can mean that PTB is using other than working capital to generate sales. In both years, PTB has a positive working capital. Although with a decreasing rate of working capital, PTB is still managed to cover its current liabilities using current assets. PTB does not have any problem in paying back its creditors. With that, my presentation ends. Thank you.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Ummu Kalsum binti Yaakob. My metric number is 273780. I will continue the presentation for Pasukhas Group Berhad. Pasukhas Group Berhad was incorporated in 1985, and the main concept of the business is providing mechanical and electrical engineering services. There are 4 divisions in the company, which is M&E Engineering, manufacturing of LV switchboard, civil engineering, and trading of equipment. Next, for disclosure of MFRS 110, there are 2 events of the reporting period provided in annual report in 2019. For the first event, according to MFRS 110, this is an adjusting event as the information on payment has been recognized in the financial statements and the remaining amount has been recognized at the end of reporting period. The second event is the COVID-19 pandemic that happened in January 2020. Due to this uncertainty for the pandemic, the group could not reasonably quantify for the group 2020 financial statements. Next, for 2018, there are 3 events recorded in Annual Report 2018. Firstly, based on MFRS 110, this is an adjusting event because it affects the statement of financial position. The events require the adjustment to the amount that have been recognized in the financial statement before they are issued. The second event is non-adjusting event by referring to MFRS 110 as it is not a liability at the reporting date. Hence, it should be disclosed in the notes to the financial statement. The last event for 2018 is an adjusting event as it affects the statement of financial position. Those provided evidence exists at the end of the reporting period. Next is financial ratio for 2019 and 2018. For quick ratio, it shows that the company are able to pay off its current obligations using only quick ratio because the quick ratio are above 1. For inventory efficiency ratio, It has slightly decreased from 2018 to 2019. The lower ratio indicates that the company does not manage its inventory well in 2019. As for trade receivable days and trade payable days, Pasukas Group Berhad took more than a year for their customer to pay their debt and settle down the debt to supplier. For sales to working capital in 2019, sales revenue generated has decreased to in about 60 sen from investing RM1 of working capital. Lastly, for working capital, this company has negative working capital for both years. However, it has decreased the difference from 2018 to 2018. That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Isa binti Muhammad Zaid and my mentor number is 272980. So for this project, I have chosen Paus Salim Berhad. Paus Salim Berhad was incorporated in Malaysia as the public limited company under Companies Act 1965 on 11 November 1997. Paus Holding Berhad is involved in manufacturing of bar soap and contract manufacturing of palm oil and specialty fat. Okay, so next we move to the disclosure of MFRS 110. In 2019, there is one significant event subsequent to the end of the reporting period provided by the company, which is a non-adjusting event. So based on the annual report 2019, the event that the company mentioned related to the significant event subject to the end of reporting period is COVID-19 pandemic. Since the COVID-19 pandemic is occur subsequent to the end of reporting period, so the pandemic is treated as a non-adjusting event. So this non-adjusting event did not affect the financial statement for the financial year ended 2019, but the company anticipate that the potential financial reporting impact of COVID-19 will be recognized in financial statement during financial year ended 2020. Okay, so next we move to the financial ratio analysis. So first we have quick ratio. A quick ratio of 7.5 indicate that a company has 7 ringgit 50 sen of liquid asset available to cover each 1 ringgit of its current liabilities. Second, we have inventory efficiency ratio. So this inventory efficiency ratio of 99.2 indicate that the company sold out the inventory 99.2 times in the year 2019. Next, we have trade receivable days. So for the year 2019, these 357 days indicate that the company was able to collect its receivables averagely in 357 days. So for trade payable days, for the year 2019, the company take approximately 335 days to pay its supplier. Next, we have sales to working capital ratio. We also can look that from 2018 to 2019, the ratio is increased. That means that the company is more able to use its working capital to generate sales. So lastly, we have working capital. So we can look here that working capital in both years is in positive amount. It means that the company has enough current asset to meet its current liabilities. Additionally, the working capital in both years also high. A high working capital is a good sign for the company because, for instance, in 2018, if all current liabilities are to be settled, the company will still have 30,184,758 ringgit left to continue its operation.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Eva Natasha binti Ismail. I will present for the company Parleo Berhad. First, background of the company. Parleo Berhad is a travel agency company which operates in the areas of leisure travel, travel-related and ancillary products, as well as corporate travel such as meetings, incentive, conference, and events. The company is involved in the consumer discretionary sector and was founded on 5 February 1996. The company's subsidiaries include Nautica and Girl Sdn Berhad, Imagine Data Sdn Berhad, and Pioneer Trends Consolidate Sdn Berhad. Next, the disclosure of MFRS 110. There are 2 events after the reporting period in 2018, which are non-adjusting events and adjusting events, while 1 event after the reporting period in 2019, which is non-adjusting events. Then financial ratio analysis for 2 years. For quick ratio, the ratio is 1.5953 in 2018 and 1.6597 in 2019. The quick ratio in 2019 is greater than 2018, indicates that the company has enough quick asset to meet its short-term liabilities and financial debts. The increasing degree of ratio also indicates that the company doing well in settling their short-term debt within these 2 years. For inventory efficiency ratio, the ratio is 0 degree in both years as a result of the company business nature that does not contain inventories. For trade receivable days, the ratio is increased from 50 days to 70 days. A high of ratio shows that the company has a general problem with the financial condition of their major customers or collection of debts. For trade payable days, the ratio is 15 days and was dropped into 12 days in 2019. This shows that the company took the shortest amount of time to settle its debt in 2019 compared to 2018. For sales to working capital ratio, the ratio is 301.7199 in 2018 and 2.8858 in 2019. A higher ratio indicates a more frequent flow of capital. The company may invest in too much account receivable and inventory to support its sales in 2018 as a ratio was decreased. Lastly, working capital was increased from 2018 to 2019. A high and positive working capital indicates that a company can fund its current operating and invest in future activities and growth.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Syahdatul Atira binti Karunizam. My metric number is 273830. I will be presenting PIE Industrial Berhad. PIE Industrial Berhad was incorporated on 21 March 1997 at Malaysia and previously known as PIE Industrial Sdn Berhad. It converts to a public limited company on 30 May 1997. The group's business activities are manufacturing and assembling cable and wire, fabrication of molds and dies, PCB assembly using precision SMT, plastic injection molding, class 10K and 100K clean room product assembly, electronic product testing, and one-stop CEM service. For the disclosure of MFRS 110, PIE Industrial Berhad has no events after reporting period in 2018, while in 2019, there are one non-adjusting event after reporting period, which is COVID-19 outbreak. COVID-19 has affected the group's consolidated results of operation, and PIE Industrial Berhad cannot estimate the cash flow and financial condition at this stage. This will be reflected in the group's interim and annual financial statements in 2020. Next is ratio analysis. This table shows the financial ratio for 2019 and 2018. The quick ratio shows that the company able to pay its current obligation using the most liquid asset, as both ratios are above 1. For inventory efficiency ratio, it shows almost similar ratio in both years. This means PIE Industrial Berhad able to maintain the inventory management very well. Next is trade receivable days. The company took 430 days in 2019 and 355 days in 2018 to collect their debt. This concludes that the company are more efficient in collecting short-term debts in 2018 as it takes fewer receivable days compared to 2019. For trade payable days, PIE Industrial Berhad took 444 days in 2019 and 361 days to settle their debts to creditors. This shows that the company took shorter times to pay the debts in 2018, meaning it has better capability of settling their obligation quickly. Next is sales to working capital ratio. The company had 2.0752 in 2019 and 2.2493 in 2018. This indicates good efficiency of company sales report with use of its current asset and liabilities. Lastly is working capitals. PIE Industrial Berhad has positive working capital in both years. It shows that the company has enough short-term assets to pay its liabilities. Therefore, the company also had no problem in paying off their debts to the creditors. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, our project findings on MFRS 110 are all companies have reported significant events after the reporting period in the annual report. Privasya Teknologi Berhad, Pausali Berhad, and PIE Industry Berhad record significant events after the reporting period in 2019 only, while the Pasukas Group Berhad record 3 events in 2018 and 2 events in 2019, and Parlo Berhad record 2 events in 2018 and 1 event in 2019. Besides that, all companies disclose key audit matter in their annual report for both years. First, Privasya Teknologi Berhad record 3 key audit matters in both years, which is the significant goodwill, the significant trade receivable and investment in subsidiaries, and amounts owing by subsidiaries. Net Pasukas Group Berhad record 2 case audit matters in both years, which is allowance for impairment of receivable and revenue recognition for construction contracts. Then Pausali Berhad record 1 key audit matter only for both years, which is valuation of inventories. Parlo Berhad also record 2 key audit matters in 2018, which is accounting for reverse acquisition and impairment of the intangible assets, and 1 key audit matter in 2019, which is liquidity position. Through this project, we learn and understand important events after the reporting period that has been stated in MFRS 110 as well as key audit matter issue. We can identify the types of event report in the annual report consisting of adjusting and non-adjusting, the amount involved and its impact on the financial statements. We also learn how to look for issues related to key audit issue in annual report section, the reason why they are considered important and how they are addressed. The problem we experienced was the difficulty of comparing the analysis ratio between the 5 companies due to sector differences. That's all from me. Thank you.